Scarlet continued her lecture. After reading Reno his second of many referrals to come, and Julie returning to her notes, ignoring Reno as he threw paper, notebook, pencils, and whatever else came to hand around the room. Seriously, whatever. After only 17 or so minutes with Reno, she was gritting her teeth, desperately trying to pay attention to Scarlet's lectures and take notes, while attempting to ignore Reno, who was clicking his pen top up and down, up and down, up and ellipses, and singing some obnoxious song. While 5 minutes go into the period, with 5 minutes to go into the period, one of the girls in the front whipped around to face Reno. Hold on. I don't know if this girl's gonna have enough lines to make it worth giving her a accent. Knock it the hell off!
Unorthodox!
The girl had frizzy brown hair, a tanned complexion, and an expression of the utmost fury and frustration upon her face. The pencil she had been holding was now in several pieces on the desk and floor. The then Professor Scarlet, began to freak out from lack of attention. Pauline, please face forward and take notes! You will have a quiz on this in 2 days! And if I don't start to get some respect really damn soon, you're all gonna regret the day they placed you in my class! Once again, Julie sighed. Ellipses. 2 minutes! Ellipses. Just 2 minutes! Ellipses. That's all. Ellipses. 1.5 minutes. Ellipses. 1.5 minutes. Ellipses. Time seemed to have stopped. Not that she wasn't enjoying the class, ellipses, but Reno was driving her mad! After a miniature eternity, the bell to the next class rang, and in the halls, Reno's reputation became known to all the freshmen and transfer students in the building. A loud shriek resounded off the halls. The crowd parted and scattered, much like the waves before Moses as he led his people from... Wait, I'm reading from a much better script, hold on. Not wishing to get involved and acting like it was nothing new. As the crowd parted, Julie could see Reno laughing his head off, and a girl with long brown There's just so much clothing and hair porn, it makes me like stop paying attention. With a pink ribbon, was in tears. Her pink cheerleader's outfit now covered in blue ink, and upon her face, also splattered with
a cheerleader.
Ink.
A cheerleader. I can guarantee I know who this character is. A cheerleader? Keep fucking reading.
In pink?
Yeah. In pink.
Wait. I'm willing to bet at some point this character gets impaled in multiple ways.
Ooh. No, she's not the Mary Sue.
I'm totally. And there's going to be a bunch of people right now who are going, Adventure Time! Alright, back to a far, far inferior product. A loud, wait. The remains of a red water balloon, Julie snickered. What a bitch. Even though she couldn't say she liked Reno, she hated preps with a passion. Seeing them trashed and sometimes doing the trashing was a pastime of hers.
That money's from Marlene's schooling.
Smiling, she brushed past the cheerleader and muttered, "Oh, that's awful!" and then burst out in melodious laughter, because she laughs melodiously. You know, for such a dark and fucking brooding character, she sure seems to laugh a fucking lot.
Yeah.
I'm a relatively happy person, and I don't laugh this much. Heading eagerly for the third, all the while trying not to seem too conspicuous to the swarming teachers, attempting to determine from the hysterical cheerleader. Ha! Aerith was her name, oh. What had taken place?
Gee.
They were failing miserably. Wait, why would you need to not be conspicuous? You didn't do it. All you did was think, heh, bitch. So unless they got some mind readers on staff, which, I mean, it is fucking Final Fantasy.
Don't think too much about it.
I can't not. It's the only thing keeping my brain from atrophying at this point.
Just
She was greeted by yet another shock as she walked through the door to her world history class. Standing in the center of the room talking to Sephiroth was a Japanese name I can't pronounce. So I'm gonna call him Tetsuga, because the character's name is T-S-E-N-G-I. So, Tetsuga. That's totally how that word is pronounced. She cried joyously, charging at her foster brother. Professor Tetsuga Nakume, whatever, looked at the doorway, startled, just in time to be bowled over by his younger sister. Oh, fuck, I have to come up with another voice.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the voice thing. There's just too many characters. And
Fuck
they haven't even gotten all the core characters of the actual game yet.
I don't tell you how to play your game, you don't tell me how to read a story.
Okay.
Julie! Down, girl! Easy! I've decided he's part fishman.
Okay.
He struggled to stand up. It's good to see you, too.
Part
Sephiroth
old person, too.
arched an eyebrow. Wait, that's not him talking. Observing the fascinating spectacle, and feeling relieved for both of them that he was the only other one in the class at the time. Wait. Okay, yeah, I really wish she would explain who the fuck's talking most of these times. Ellipses, would you please explain what's going on here? He was quite confused at Julie's behavior. He'd thought she was quiet and reserved, and at the behavior of the Professor Taka Wanaha.
I've had enough of this tutorial already. There we go.
Julie reluctantly let Tetsuga go. Oh, sorry. Tetsuga was my brother in my foster home. He took care of me when I was little, Ellipses. I haven't been allowed to visit him since my goddamn family took me back. How dare they not let me be an orphan? How dare they? Whew, I'm getting sweaty doing this. From the crotch down.
Oh, God.
Tetsuga grinned. Well, there's not much they can do now. Sephiroth nodded in understanding. I see. Well, I'm happy for the both of you in any case. Other students began to trapeze. Really? Oh, traipse. Sorry, traipsing through the door. I guess I'd better get class started. Tetsuga muttered reluctantly. Good to see you again, Julie. Tetsuga thought for a moment. Who do you have next? Julie grinned broadly. The infamous Professor Hojo! Lovely. Well, that rules out you staying after class. Come visit me on lunch break. I have many questions for you. He stared pointedly at her attire, arching his eyebrow and frowning in disapproval. His sister laughed. My biological father drove me gothic. Though don't worry about it too much, Tetsuga. I've already made great friends this way. No you haven't. You've not made a single fucking friend. Clearly Sephiroth just wants to rape you.
That's what he does.
With a sword.
Tetsuga
shook his head, realizing and remembering how stubborn Julie could be when she was given to be so. Changing her would be impossible. No matter, he murmured and started the class, somehow getting everyone under control long enough to pass out the world history textbooks and take roll, and give the first day lecture, which the students were getting sick of, and start the first lesson with fairly little interruption. Much to his surprise, the students he thought would be disruptive were very quiet and attentive. Amazing. The Goths in his past class were impossible. This year, in third period at least, the Goths were manageable and cooperative, because clearly Julie's there and she's the queen of the Goths. The bell rang and Julie left, smiling and talking next to Sephiroth. Tetsuga smiled, relieved to see his baby sister doing well, though, from her comments about her biological father, her home life must suck because that's how adults talk.
Yeah.
What happened to the colorful girl I used to know and love in the bud? He murmured.
I sense your ad-libbing.
Maybe a little bit. Ellipses. He murmured, mostly to himself in the classroom emptied. Though to be fair, he says, I knew ellipses, which means the thought is supposed to continue. I just continued it for him. Alright, we're getting into the final stretch here. I need to... How you holding up, Tim?
I'm holding up alright. How much more of that shit do we got left?
2 paragraphs.
Oh god.
My voice is giving out on me.
Alright, you can do it.
Alright, I gotta be strong. Julie trotted down the hallway next to Sephiroth. So, Tetsuga's your foster brother? Yeah, she grinned. We were inseparable when I was little. For God's sake, he changed my diapers! I'm sure he remembers that fondly. He was such a great brother. He always had time for me. When I was little, he took me to the park, and then when I got old enough to appreciate it, he took me to the movies. And she broke off, sighing. And one time, he took me from behind. I haven't really been happy since my foster family took me. Ellipses. Hell, they practically kidnapped me. I refused to use their last name. I kept my foster family's name because that's how the law works.
Yep.
Sephiroth was obviously thinking, absorbing the new information he'd received as they headed down flights of stairs to the 2nd floor, where he jerked out of his reverie by muffled screaming and cursing. What is that about? Looking up at Sephiroth for an answer, because he totally fucking know, because he's not like he was right fucking next to you when it happened.
Yeah.
Hojo, getting trampled to death by every student, teacher, and faculty member in the Shinra Hive. Master. End of Chapter 2!
Thank Christ. Wait a minute.
So Tim,
Yes.
final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
It's a schlocky Mary Sue. What the fuck do you think I think?
Well, you made me read it, so I'm gonna take it this time and just say, cool fucking story, bro! Wait.
I'm sorry, what are we waiting for?